the very least, you'd think when you actually buy a girl a lady drink, she shows you some attention. But 2 occasions tonight, that has not been the case. I bought a lady drink for a girl at number 5 bar, and she basically ignored me. She moved across to another guy after I bought her a drink. And I think, what's the point? That I might as well give up on buying lady drinks in the future. So that's fine. And it happened again at the office with Moon, of all people. She did the same thing. She just ignored me and went across to another guy. She was playing pool with me. Another guy turned up, and I bought her a lady drink, and she just went across and played pool with him. So I thought, well, I think there's a message being sent here. And I think my days of going to the bars in Saigon are over. What's the point? There's no cachet in me spending money on them because they will ignore me. So one of the greatest attractions of this city to me is the bar scene, but if I'm persona non grata, then why do I bother? And I think the answer is obvious: don't bother. So there you go. It's been a learning experience on a Sunday night in Saigon. Not a very nice one. I think it's Monday the 12th. I think that's what the date is. Could be the 13th. I'm hoping good dates. The air's not too bad. It's fairly clean today. Unusual. It's about 8:30. Just going down to get myself the Bang Me Opera. Last night was horrendous. It's one of the worst nights I've had out in the bars, I'd say. If anything could go wrong, it did go wrong. It started off with we're trying to get a bike over there, got a grab bike, and the first one bailed out on me. They tell you where the actual driver is, and in relation to where you were actually leaving from, your departure point. And it was about 3 minutes away, and it just sort of hung on that particular position. It looked like the bike hadn't moved at all, and eventually what happened was the bike, it came back with a thing saying, it came back with the page where you actually evaluate the ride you just had. Well, I didn't have a ride, so the whole system seems to be breaking down. So you're supposed to give a star evaluation of your driver. So looks like I got charged for that ride that I didn't take. So then I booked another one, because obviously I wanted to still get to the number 5 bar. And that guy actually did turn up, and it took a few more minutes. So the whole thing was probably delayed by 10-15 minutes. In the meantime, Johan had already arrived at number 5 bar, so I got there after him, and that was a major problem too, because then I found he was chatting to my nemesis, the woman there, Han, who was the one who I've got real issues with, that hates the other girl, and he was buying a lady drink. So it was just a total disaster. So I was just diagonally opposite her, really close by, and she wouldn't even serve me. She hates me, and I mean, that's how bad it's got. It's just ridiculously toxic. So it really makes for an unpleasant evening for me. But on top of that, what happened was the other girl was hanging around as well, and was right next to her. And I reminded that girl, that this other one didn't like him. She'd forgotten, apparently. I had to actually remind her. So the whole thing's really weird. I don't know if there is any animosity between, well, from that young girl's point of view. I'm not sure. I just don't know where. It's a total mystery to me. It's just, for me, it just creates a lot of tension and what have you. And Johan didn't seem to give us stuff. He just said, "Oh, you're a customer, don't worry about it." Well, easy to say, but when you've got people don't like you right sitting on the other side of the bar, it doesn't make for a nice night out. So yeah, I think old Johan could do with a bit of work on the sensitivity index, not understanding how things like that can be pretty much a bad thing for someone. So I did eventually buy well, I'll call her Wing, yes, I think that's what her name is, the young girl. I actually bought her a lady drink. And as soon as I did, she went and started talking to another guy, which is, you just don't do that. You know, the customer buys you a lady drink, you show them a bit of attention, which is what happens to a guy sitting right next to me. He was getting a lot of attention to this girl because he'd been buying her lady drinks. So it was a real disaster. Yeah, so that was bad enough. So I didn't know what was happening that night, but it wasn't working in my favour, so I just decided to pay the bill. This is at 7 o'clock before the happy hour finished. So happy hour finishes at 7:30, so I pulled the plug half hour early, which I only do if I'm really having a bad night, and I was having a shocker. So I said, yep, let's get out of here. And so I paid the bill, and I just went straight to the office bar, and that was empty. And I got a weird vibe from both of the girls, and that could be my own fault because on that Saturday night I was pretty pissed, and I had a feeling I might have said, mate, you know, given Moon a hard time. But I did try to clarify with online, telling her, you know, sorry if I caused you any hassles or whatever, and she said everything's okay, but I don't know if it is. That's the problem. So I suspect that yeah, that was a bad day. This is all a consequence of Friday with her. Still have no idea why Wing, yes, the other girl at number 5 bar went off and would talk to this other guy, and that does make no sense at all to me. So I just don't get it. I'm pretty well at the stage I just don't care anymore. I'm doing a Ricky Gervais. I just don't care. I think I might just pull out of the whole scene and maybe go down to I am near the backpacker district here, so if I want to have a drink or something, I can just do it down there and forget about bar girls. I don't know if it's worth the hassle. I think maybe it's time to reevaluate. And I also found out that Johan spent on that Friday night at the office, he actually dropped 5 million dong buying this girl lady drinks. I think they were tequilas. He bought a hell of a lot of them, obviously. That's a phenomenal amount of money. I have heard of that sort of thing happening before, but he did it himself, and that's over 300 bucks Oz. I mean, that's ridiculous. But that's what he reckons he spent. So I've been a bad influence on him. So yeah, he doesn't seem to care much. He must have pretty deep pockets. I mean, he had a good job in South Africa, so yeah, obviously he has. So I don't think he's short a quid, so he can afford to do that. I could spend more too, but I just don't like the idea of just throwing money away, to be quite frank. Anyway, it was a pretty bad night, and hopefully things will pick up from then on. Another weird thing happened last night is when I came back to number 5 bar, just so I could get a taxi back. I got the Go Viet taxi, but they didn't turn up in time, and the GPS didn't work. I had to actually put the right address in because it had number 5 bar is 52 Pasteur, and it isn't. It's actually 44, so I had to put that in as a notation for the driver to work out, and they took a while to get in there, so I gave up on them. I went up to a taxi, which I thought was just idle there, but I was actually dropping off a couple of guys who were in the process of drinking some cans of beer in the back of the cab. I thought it was hilarious. I didn't see them. I thought it was the funniest thing on earth. I wasn't overly impressed because I'd had a really crappy night, so I was in no mood to share their frivolity. I didn't see the humour in it at all. And of course, they're off their faces and drunk and going into number 5 bar. So that was a good look. I'm sure the taxi driver was quite happy to dispose of them. But look, he was pretty fair to me because I tried to show him where I was staying, where I need to go on the screen, and he realised it was a Go Viet screen, And then he pointed out to me the Go Viet guy's waiting there, so that was good of him, because the Go Viet guy did turn up. Just took a while to get there, but he was there eventually, and so it was okay. I went with the Go Viet guy, but yeah, I forgot about those drunk guys. Oh, yeah, they were drinking from 333 cans. They're both tubing on a bit. Anyway, there's the repair guy anyway, so I've got to get some change at the, I'm totally out of change now, and I need to get a button sewed on to my my pants, and actually the people at Dot's house, the girls are really nice. They actually thought I was asking for a thread so I could actually do it myself, so they actually came to my room with a with some thread for the so I could sew the needle on. So that was nice of them, but not with my eyesight. I'll pay someone here to do it, so not a problem. And besides, maybe they thought I had a needle with me. Why would I do that? Yeah, okay. Anyway, because I think I only had the thread, but yeah, it was nice of them to provide it. But I'll just see if this guy can do it and how much it'll be. That's what I was trying to ask them, but the girl on reception doesn't, and speaks reasonably good English, but this other girl doesn't. She's doing the afternoon shift right now. So there you go. So there's the good old co-op. Oh, it's a bit hard work shopping there, but I'll get it done. Doesn't seem super busy right now. It might be a good time of day around lunchtime, which isn't in back home, but it could be over here. It depends. Everything's a bit different. I had some tourist guy warn me about having my phone out just out in front of Dot's house yesterday too, and I thought, gee, that's a bit cheeky. I mean, I'm not an idiot. You have to keep reasonably careful with your valuables and stuff. Yeah, anyway, into the supermarket. Hopefully it's not super crowded. Please consider subscribing to my channel if you think there's anything there of use to you, or entertainment or whatever, and either do that or give me a thumbs up, or if you're feeling really energetic, do both. That'd be great. But please don't ignore me. That's the worst thing you can do on YouTube, is be ignored.